Okay. So a quick introduction over there for the last class what we have covered. So it's a basic one with all kind of data types or converting between the data types and all. So especially we have learned the top data types integer, float, boolean, string, list, and dictionary as well. Tuple and set is yet to be covered. So I'll be quickly touch those things for a couple of minutes for those two data type. What to use, what the special functionality and what different kind of function or methods are been there. I mean, it's an inbuilt one on tuple and set. So that things we can quickly cover up over here. And then some basic functionality on top of Python, just like conditional logic. I mean, condition means if else case statement, how to use that one. Then the looping part, for loop, while loop, what are the iterables? I mean, on top of which iterable it should be good to have the for loop, while loop, and all. And then the last one, the function. I mean, it's not the inbuilt function, the user-defined function actually. So, uh, how to use a function, how to create a function by your own in Python, and how to use the same function over there. Okay. So, those are all the basic stuffs. Tomorrow I'll be covering the class, what is called objects and all. And then after onwards, we can quickly import some classes or modules from the external library, just like pandas. And how to create data frames, and on top of data frame, how to go as the data analytics part. So that thing we should be learning from tomorrow onwards. So from tomorrow onwards, it's basically Python as a data engineering part. I mean, how we can handle the same kind of feature what we have done in SQL classes, the same kind of thing we can do in Python itself. Okay, and we can use Python as ETL tool as well. If you could remember, just few days ago we have learned what is, I mean, in the business intelligence chapters, what is ETL tool? ETL tool is, I mean, just working on top of SQL, or we are taking data from some other source system. We are pulling it out in the ETL itself. We can transform the data. We can modify the data. We can manipulate it, and we can push it to another database or any other file format system. Anything what as per the requirement. So those things is ETL. So we'll be working. I mean, we can give some demos and how Python can be used as a ETL tool over here. Okay, we can take data from a source system, can manipulate it, and we can push it into any other system. So that kind of concept we will try to do this thing in this course, maybe after 1 or 2 days. Okay, okay. Hopefully, not sure. Maybe some other person will be joining in later time. Okay, fine. So let's get started on the rest of the two data types that is called tuple and set. So yesterday we have covered list and dictionary. Whoever can remember what is list. So list is a mutable one. Uh, I mean the main difference from tuple and list, we can mute it or you can update any of the element inside a list. Okay, let me quickly give you an example. This is my PyCharm. I just opened my PyCharm to write the codes. Okay, just for a quick recap, what is list? We can just declare the list in this way. Okay, so L1 is a list, and I can declare the elements or the array of the elements over here in this way. Just like I can do repetitive elements as well. Those kind of stuff is fine. So this is called list, and tuple should be declared in this way. Let me put it T1. It should not be in this. I mean, the it should not be square one. Okay, the brace. It should be this brace. So the same element I can put over here. No issue. But this is a tuple. This is the main structural difference of the tuple, just like the brace difference. But the main functionality difference is we can update any particular element in this list. Just like I shown to you, I've shown to you. Just like L1, we can pick individual element by putting in this way. L1 list, within this brace we can put particular index number to fetch any record. Suppose one. Okay, the indexing should start. I mean already mentioned this thing earlier. Indexing should start in this way. The first element is 0th element. Okay. Second is first element. Third is second element in this way. The indexing in the Python happens. So I'm just putting first element. It should be returning 2. Okay. Let me quickly show you once more time. Okay, so I'm just L1 is list. Lists. What is the second element? One means this is 0th element, this is first element. So it should be returning this two over here. That is fine. Now I'm assigning a value L1 equal suppose 50. We also check that that can be doable. We can update any element in list. That is fine. So I can print the entire list over there. Okay, the second element, this element has been modified to 50. 2 has been replaced to 50. Okay, but the same thing if we can do with tuple, this should be throwing an error. I'm just updating T1 to 50. Let me print T1 over here. This line, it should be throwing an error because, over here the error is tuple object does not support item assignment. So this means we cannot update the same tuple what we have declared in earlier line. We cannot update any of the elements. Okay, so that why we have introduced that kind of data type, just because if in a big programming language we want to take some data type, okay, just like in data structures level of array of elements are just like this, but that array we should not have to modify in the entire program. So if this is the scenario, we should be choosing tuple as the array. But generally, the more flexible one is list. List when we need to update anything, when we are putting some data and we can updating it continuously. So this in this kind of scenario, you can choose list. Okay. So this is the basic difference. We should be also having a lot of methods just like index, what you have covered, index count. The slicing part is same as list. I think we can you can go ahead with the same thing. I'm not repeating it over here. Just like quick introduction with on top of methods, dot index, dot count. The methods are very, less over here compared to list. So let me put T1, then put dot over there and see those are the methods. Index. Index means what to return from the index side. So let me put 4 over here. It should be returning the index of 4. Okay. It takes 0 at 1 second. So this index is returning this way. This method is been useful. And the count, it should be saying what is it, same as list as well. It should be returning the number of occurrence of 4. Okay. In the entire tuple. So 4 is present one times. Let me put it multiple times. 4, 4. There you can see the difference. Yeah, 3 times are available. So count is for how many, what is the frequency of that element inside that tuple. Okay, so those are the basics on tuples. So it's not huge things just like list. List is much more flexible in nature. So based on the requirement, we need to choose what kind of data structure we need to declare for our project. So the next topic, I'm going to the next topic that is called set. This is the last data set. The data type we are going to cover. Set. So I'm declaring set as S1 as a set. So it should be within curly braces. Okay. So the brace is difference between set, tuple, and uh, list. So this is the main structural difference in dictionary. It's also using curly braces, but there are key value pair combination in dictionary. This is the main difference that we have told yesterday. But for set, we can put the same thing, same way. Okay. So what are the main feature of the set? Set is the ordered collection of unique objects. So whatever order we are pushing the data, when I'll be printing this element S1, we can see that the thing will be sorted properly. Let me show you. Okay. So you can see 1, 2, 4, 7, 8, 3, 9, 10. So it's not in shortened manner. 3 is there. So when I'm printing it, the set automatically make it a ordered one. Okay. So low to high, starting from it should be ascending in manner. So whatever we have done in order by clause in SQL, the same thing it should be do by default. And it should remove the duplicates as well. Let me put a 10 over here. Or let me put 2 over here. You can see no change. So it will be also checking what are the duplicates over here, just like the distinct, whatever we are doing at the distinct clause at the SQL side. So it will be performing the same steps. So why we choose set? So this is the main thing. It should be collecting, the information of the data, which should be ordered and unique. Whatever we are putting, when it will be creating internally, the set will be created internally. It should be removing the duplicates. It should be only taking the unique values, and those values it should be uh, collecting the same thing in ordered manner. Okay. Conversion of list. Okay. Those kind of data structure we can converting them within. So how to convert them? Just to whatever we have learned. I think we have also learned some data type conversion in yesterday's session. Just to string to integer conversion, integer to float. This kind of conversion we can do. Just putting the keyword in and which thing needs to be converted. So that stuff. It's like the same thing we can do over here. Just like I want to convert something from tuple to list. You can put list. This one. This is the thing. Okay. Let me print the same thing. So same thing we can do as well from list to tuple. We can use tuple as a function. It's an inbuilt function, and we can pass the list value over there. So that thing is possible. Suppose we do not know the particular keyword for sorting a particular list. So what we can do? We can convert it into a set. Sorry, conversion between list and set. So we can converting it as set. Set will automatically reject the duplicates value and all. Even it should be decorating it in ordered manner. So over there you can see the first thing is curly brace, and second thing is a square brace, that is called list. The second one is list. We can also try in this way. Print just like the same thing. Type means data type of S1. Can also do the same thing for L1 at the end. Okay. So you can see the first one is set, second one is a list. So this kind of conversion of between data structures is possible. Just like the same thing we can do for tuple as well, and put tuple keywords. Okay, so you can put set keywords as well. So those are the quick keywords you can quickly convert. We can convert the things from each type to another. Okay, so why set is being used? Actually, set is used for those kind of operation. We have gone through the set operation at SQL side as well. Union all, those kind of clause, difference, intersection. So this kind of methods are being available. So while doing this kind of operation, we need to choose set. Okay. Suppose I'm using, let me create another set. It's called S2. I'm giving some example over there. So, I mean, to do the union between two sets, we need to create another set. That's what I'm creating. But I'm not creating the same set 3, 7, 11. Okay. I'm choosing this kind of elements over here. Just doing a print inside the print term, printing s1 dot union s2. So I'm doing s1. I'm taking s1 first. Union is a method over here. Okay. And I'm passing in the inside the union function we are passing s2 as a parameter. Okay, you can do the vice versa thing as well. S2 union S1. For union, just like it should be merging entire stuffs. So that should be occurring over here. So 11 is just a new element over here. The other things are common. So you can see it's already common in nature, and it should be removing duplicates as well. So nothing is duplicated. Just 11 is a new thing should be receiving from S2. So just put it over here. The same thing we can do is like intersection. Intersection should be taking the common one. Common thing is only 237. Okay. Then what is difference? Okay, difference is an important topic. It should be helping us what thing we should be giving at the what thing we are declaring earlier. So I'm checking S1. Difference means what the things are extra present in S1 that is not present in S2. Okay. If I just want to represent the same thing, so what is extra in S2, then I have to put S2 at the beginning and S1 should be passing inside the particular function. So that thing requires the order of the putting of the particular variables over here. Okay, just like the left right join, we need to put what should be in left, what should be in right. The same thing should be here for difference as well. So if I put S2 over here, so in S2 the 11 in 11, the object 11 is the extra one than that of S1. So it should be written only the element 11. Okay. So those kind of operation we can go ahead with set operator if this kind of operation is required in any kind of uh, requirement or anything. So we have to choose set. Okay, so we have almost covered the data types and all. Any doubt from your side? We'll be covering the basics then. Anything, any issue, any doubt till now? Okay, I hope nothing. That's fine. Okay, so let me get started with the latter topics, the conditional logic. So as per the naming convention, we can, conditional means we can impose some condition over there. Based on the condition, we can print the different result. Okay, just like if else keyword, what you have covered there in the SQL side. I think we have covered case statement there, and I have planned if else statement to be covered over here in conditional statement. So let's create a condition, just like okay. Yesterday we have used the input function over there. Let me put a number from the user and we can determine whether this number is even or odd. Okay. So this is a basic function or basic kind of coding style. We've already learned if we learned C, C++, anything in our earlier classes. So let me put enter a number. So I'm just scanning it from the user side. Okay. Then I'll be taking this X. So I need to put if. If is a keyword in Python. Okay. So how to check it? X. This is a remainder operator. Percent sign. 2. If this returns 0, that means it's divisible by 2. Then it should be odd in nature. Okay. Not sure. Error is there. Okay, one more thing. X. This is an. Particular. Actually, if you just join yesterday's classes, we can see the input keyword. When we are taking this thing, it should be by default. X should be by default a character or string data type. Okay, so we cannot compare this kind of stuffs over there. So for that thing, we need to do one more thing. We need to convert it to integer. Suppose p equal integer of x because is a character. And one more thing I have to do for we here for the comparison part we have to put double for the clause. Okay, so if x percent 2 equal 0, we need to put a particular colon over here. Okay, this is a syntax over here in Python. Put enter, and we can see a particular space has been added. That is called indentation. Okay, so one more important note or one more important aspect in Python when you are learning Python as a beginner. So Python is case sensitive language. Okay, and we need to follow proper indentation as well because in some other language we can use a maybe in SQL we can put a uh, bracket over here. Okay, we can write the things over here. Does matter the where the brackets has been started or ended. In Python, the same things is measured by the indentation. There is some space or tab from the first line. That means the second line should be under this particular line. So the second line should be operated under this logic. That's why. If the third line is having some more spaces in this way, that means the third line should be, the parent of the third line should be the previous line, not this line. Okay. So the tab is been defined in such a way we are not using any more braces to understand the sub executable statement or just like this. We are using indentation over here. By default, the IDE should be also taking this indentation. Okay, you can put the thing over here, but that means that particular statement should not be under this one. If that statement should be inside this, then we need to put a space over here. Okay, so if x percent 2 equals 0, that means the particular thing is divisible by 2. You can print it's a even number. It's okay. So this is the thing also I have told or may not be have told. I am telling once more time. It's a even number. So when I'm choosing uh, inverted, I mean quote kind of stuffs, then we cannot use inside the print statement. We cannot use a single quote over here because the statements it when it should be checking the thing in print statement, the single quote is there and it will understand this thing should be printed only because it's also received a quote to be close the string. But this quote is I'm using as a apostrophe. So that's why over here in this case, we can use a double quote to understand the string. Okay. And it's apostrophe. Now it's fine. The same thing should be applicable if we are using inside inside the string, if we are using any kind of double quote over here, then we can choose the single quote to enclose the entire string. Okay. So it's fine. Now I'll be putting else statement. Else should be also putting a colon there. Print. I mean, the second print should be inside else statement. It's a odd number. Okay. Thus, this is a program only. It's very simple. Let me scan something from the user input. This line is understandable to everyone. This is already we have covered it. So I'm just quickly repeating once more time the input keyword or input function. Whatever we are taking input from the user, it should be by default character in nature. But this kind of comparison cannot be done on top of character. So we need to convert the same thing into integer data type. Then we have to do the enter steps. Okay, one more wrong thing I have done. So it should be P. Okay, so this is the P. So P is integer. If I put a X over here, it should be throwing an error. So that's why I put P. Okay, let me run it. Enter the number. Let me put was 56. Okay, it's an even number. Let me run it again. Let me test a odd number. Suppose 97. Okay, it's an odd number because it's not divisible by 2. So this is the if else clause, the conditional operator. Any doubt from anyone? It's very simple, hopefully no doubt, but if there is any, please ask me. Okay, hopefully no. So, I mean, this is very much basic stuffs we are learning today, but that should be helpful as well when you are, I mean, putting this thing. Suppose I'm giving a practical example over here. Suppose we are using ETL tool Python. Okay, ETL as Python, and we are using some cloud components over there. Suppose S3 bucket. I'll be teaching cloud components in very basics, maybe after Pythons or some more after some more chapters as well. So cloud computing part. Suppose we have S3 bucket, and we have some other file system where I need to copy the files from another server to S3 bucket first. Then in S3 bucket we can do some SQL operations and all. Okay, so there we need to check whether we have some previous file in the same function or not. So this kind of stuffs we need to go ahead with this kind of if-else statement. If the file exists, then we have to merge the file with the new coming file. So this kind of stuff, just like we can do the union all operation inside the S3 bucket. If the file does not exist there inside a particular folder structure, then am I audible properly? Because I'm getting my internet connection is not stable. Am I properly audible to all of you?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
Okay, just I received some pop-up over here. My internet connection is not good, so Zoom may be unstable or just like this. Okay, thanks for confirming. So, when I'm integrating a big project as a ETL, so this conditional thing should be a basic building block over there. I mean, it should be required at that time as well. So just for checking whether we have some file existence in a particular folder structure, or maybe inside the file we need to check whether the header exists, whether the header does not exist. For each of the criteria or condition, we need to design our jobs or scripting part over there. Okay, so there we can learn it's how much important things is this statement. I mean, conditional statement over there. Okay, so moving to the next topic. Looping part. So first of all, we'll be learning for loop, then a quick touch base on while loop as well. So for loop. So first of all, looping part, I think we all know why loop is required. I mean, reduce our effort. If we are doing the same kind of stuff or some kind of calculation on top of a range of particular number, then we can easily do these things by using for loop or while loop. But while doing the for loop and while loop, we need some iterable. What is iterable now? Iterable is means it's collection. It should be a collection of, or maybe it's an array of numbers. On top of each of the number, the loop should be rotated, or the particular thing should be occurring. Let me give you an example, then you can learn it. So first of all, what is iterable? Iterable can be those four data structure that you have just quickly learned, just like set, tuple, list, dictionary, anything. Okay. So let me just come with the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, this kind of stuff. I'm declaring a for loop for a loop variable over here. In is a keyword. L1. This I is a variable. I should be running on top of the particular iterable. Iterable means it should not be a single valued object. it should be multiple valued object, otherwise no need to use for loop. If it's a single object, then why should we use the for loop over here? That's why we need to choose some iterable over here. So here list is working as a iterable. So for I in L1, then we need to put colon, press enter. It should be next statement, next uh, next line with the particular indentation. That means the next line should be working inside the particular for loop. So we can print the L1, the I actually. So I is operating on top of L1 is a list. Then I'm printing I. Let me see what is working on here. So just printing individual element inside the list, but the thing is not in list format. Rather, it's in each of the line. Each of the element has been printed. Okay. So uh, this is the particular thing over here. And now one of the things just the indentation is also very much important over here based on whether let me print a same statement over here to show you. So you can see two sevens are present. The last seven is for this. So why this? So actually the for loop is running. The first element is one. One is coming over here and one is been printed. So after printing of this statement, the loop has not been ended because we have another element. So it is coming to this again for loop. It's going to the next element two and it's running in this way. The same way it's coming to seven. Seven is been printed. It's coming over here. It will check there is no more element present over here. So it should be exit. There will be exit from the loop. Okay. So it's coming to this one. So that particular statement I is containing seven over here when the loop has been ended. Okay, the particular iteration variable, it will be storing the last element over here and it's coming outside the loop. You can see it's a normal statement. It's not under the loop because we do not maintain any indentation over here. Over here. Okay. So that's why it's printing a single seven. The same thing if we put a indentation over here. So same thing could be repeated. We can see. So 1 1 2 2 3 3. So this is also been repeated based on indentation. So the indentation is how much important we can learn the thing over here. Okay. So what are the next topic? Okay, dictionary. Iterables, maybe dictionary as well, but some keywords needs to be modified. I'll be checking these particular steps in a second. Metric indentation I already mentioned. Okay, nested loop. Let me take another list L2. Nested means inside the loop I can declare another loop. How that should be working? It's very simple. Let me just tell you. Okay, I can also take some string as well. I told you that list can be containing not only a particular object of a particular data type, it may be heterogeneous in nature as well. It can be boolean, it can be string. It not only for list, for the set as well, it should be possible. Let me put a boolean as well. Okay, so inside this for loop, I'm declaring another for loop that is called nested loop. So the second for loop, all the elements should be working on top of one element. All the elements from this for loop will be working. Okay, so I'm putting j as another loop variable for list two. I'm deleting this one. I need to put a colon there, and let me print I comma j. Okay, so the thing should be operating just like this way. Inside this for loop, another for loop is here, and we have another print statement inside this for loop. So over here, how it should be working? The first element should be coming inside the loop 1. Then it should be coming to this. It should be checking also its first element, that is 1 over here. and that should be returning 1 comma 1. So when that printed is done, then it should be coming to this iteration again. It should be checking what is the next step, next element, that is 2 for this particular list. So it should be 1, 2. So for each of the element over L1, each of the element for L1, there should be individual relationships for L2. Let me print the thing then. The thing should be understandable. So you can check 1, 1, 1, 2. The first one is for this one. The second one is for this one. So 1, 1, 1, 2. Then 1A is the third element. 1, 2 is the second element, fourth element. Then when the first iteration is finished for this one, it will go back to there. It will be checking for the next element, that is 2. Okay. So 2, 1, 2, 2, 2A, 2, 2A, this kind of stuff is there. So this is called nested loop. Let me go ahead with some dictionary. Okay. Let me declare a dictionary. Dictionary should be key value pair. So suppose let me put a. A is a key, 1 is the value, B equal B is to third element C 3. Okay, that's a simple dictionary I just mentioned. So A, B, C is the keys and 1, 2, 3 are the values respectively. Okay, so over here, okay, if I just go ahead with print the thing I in D1. Okay, let me print the stuff and let me check what are the printed elements there. You can see everything is getting printed. Now, based on if we want to check only the items, okay, you can use items, you can use key, actually, I need to print I. There's a mistake from my side. I need to print the loop variable. Okay, let me quickly come through this point once more. It's not properly executed. That's why it's 3 times repeated. Okay, so earlier I just want to say I printed the dictionary itself for each of the loop. That is not possible. So if I print this dictionary, by default the key should be coming, not the value. Okay, I just printed. Last time I printed the entire dictionary. I have done this one by mistake. So if I just do this thing, we have 3 elements over here. So on top of each element, the dictionary should be printed 3 times. That was there. So that's why I was thinking why the dictionary has been printed 3 times. We should be only checking the elements. So that's why the mistake is we need to print the loop variable itself. So by default, it should be taking only the keys. So if we want to check the values, we need to put values, the values methods on top of dictionary. Okay. So it's a method on top of dictionary. So if we just print it, we can only get the value 1, 2, 3. If we want to check only the keys, by default, the key should be coming, but keys is a method as well. We can check only the key A, B, C. And if we just want to check the entire element, just like key value pair, each key value pair, we can put items. Those are the 3 methods have been very much useful. Yes. So each of the elements we can see in this is which format? It is a tuple format because you can see it's this brace is there. This kind of brace is being used over here. First bracket. So if we want to check the entire element set, then we have to put dot items method over here. Okay. Okay. The last topic is range function. So range function is a iterable itself. If we don't want to use this kind of data structure, then we can use range function. So what range function will do for us? Range is, is a function we can define some input parameters. How the parameters can be defined? The first was the starting number of the parameter, just like 1. The ending number of the parameter 7, suppose 7. And after that, the incremental operator. How 1 should be starting one, 7 should be the last term, and the increment means how much increment, or by default it should be 1. Let me print this thing first. Okay, dictionary is not working over here. I can delete it. No issue. So just 7 is the last one, but it will not print 7 just before 7. Less than 7, it should be printing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we can control the intervals over here in the next field. Suppose I'm printing the 2 interval. Not by default, it should be 1. If we do not put anything, we put 2. It should be in this nature. Okay. So this is called range function. It is also iterable. So that kind of stuff we can use over here. That is clear to everyone. Maybe it's very simple for some of you. Then it can be brushed up. Maybe after this session, at the end of the session, I'll be giving you a quick basic example or exercise. You can do these things from your side. Okay, for exercise, maybe for exercise for everything, whatever we learned today, conditional, some looping part. Let me check quickly at the rest of the topic, then we can go through on that particular stuff. Okay, anything left over here? Nothing. Let me quickly cover up while loop and function. So while loop is also very simple. In a while loop, we need to declare the variable first. Okay, we need to initialize it. Suppose I'm initializing I as 1. Then we need to put while clause. Suppose while I less than 50, or I less than 10, or less than equal to 10, anything. Okay, print I. Now I need to increase the I operator over here. I equal I plus 1. We are not using the iterables directly. We do not need the iterables over here in while loop. Just we need to initialize it, and we need to put the condition. Okay. And the incremental operator over here. This is as per the requirement. We are printing the thing over here. And over here in the same indentation, we are pushing I equal I plus 1 means I has been increased to 1. It should be coming to this loop again, and it should be checking whether it's the particular current updated I, it should be less than 10. If yes, then it should be coming to this print statement again. It should be considered in this way. So when I should be, the limit should be more than 10 or it is equal to 10, then it should be coming outside of the loop. Okay, so this is the concept. So the same thing we can check over here in this way. Only the advantage is we cannot use the iterables as well for a while. Can customize the stuffs. So for looping strategy, we have two main important aspect, that is called break and continue. We can manipulate when to exit, or when we can exit for a particular loop or particular iterables as well, or particular iteration rather, we can tell. So when to use break, suppose we are using some condition over here, if clause, suppose we are getting one odd number and then we are breaking it. So we are getting the first odd number and we can break the while loop. Okay. And come outside the break, and it should be printing only the last element, and it should be coming out of loop. That's why the break statement is there. Okay. So this is the thing. We can use some clause or anything, or we cannot use anything. We can directly use break. What will happen? When the first element, it will be receiving the first element. I equal I plus 1. Only one. Why? because it's coming over here one, then it's executing the break statement. Break will just it will be get rid of this loop, and we are coming outside of the loop. So that is why break statement is there. So why we are using break? Some condition we can put over here. Okay, if the condition matches, if we do not require the loop anymore, then we can use break statement to get rid of this loop. Okay, and now what is continue statement? Continue is for the current iteration. Suppose we have lots of things over here. Any other statements that also present inside the same loop. Okay, so suppose for some particular condition is been matched, then we should not have to go ahead with the next statements anymore. Continue statement will be coming over here, and it should be the particular next, it should be get rid of the current iteration. Suppose I am currently running in first iteration, so I receive the continue statement. It will not get rid of the entire loop, rather it would be get rid of this particular iteration, first iteration. It will be coming to the next iteration, second. Okay, so based on the scenario or requirement, we can put this continue statement as well. Break should be breaking the loop itself. Continue will be just uh, coming from the current iteration and go to the just exact next iteration. Continue it to the next iteration. That is the meaning. We also do not use, I mean, by default, it should be continued as well. If we do just do the continue in this statement, there will be nothing will be happening. Just it will be coming. By default, there is no such statement is available. It should be also, it's just it will be continue it. Okay. If we just quickly run it. So if we put continue or doesn't, I mean, do not put continue, it should be having the same result. In this scenario, maybe if we have some other statement in the next lines and all, then it will not execute this statement, rather it will be going to next iteration. Okay, so generally we should be using these things inside a condition as well. If we are receiving this condition, then we will not be executing this, the other steps can directly go to the next level. So this kind of things we can do by the continue keyword. Any doubt so far? Okay, hopefully no. The last topic for today's session is function. It's not inbuilt function, actually is a user defined function, UDF actually. So in particular, and why function is required? Function is we can say, I mean, it's a repetitive work. If we have repetitive works to do, then if we write a function, then we can call this function in the repetitive way. So let me show you quickly. In earlier sessions, I also give some examples on top of square. Let me do some square operation. Give the same thing over here as well. So I have to do square operation on top of uh, the given input parameter. Okay, so what is the syntax? A def keyword should be there, def for definition, def. The function name, suppose new function, or suppose I'm squaring something. Square, square of x, sq underscore x. Let me put in this one. Okay, so we can pass some parameter. If we have to pass some parameter while declaring the function, we have to return a value to this function. If we do not pass any parameter, we should not be returning. We can put some print statement or just like this, anything. Okay. So let me declare a function over here. Suppose let me take an input parameter to just like a. Okay. So here we should return a cross a. That means we are taking something, and whatever I'm getting, I'll be just uh, returning the same thing. I'll be multiplying and returning it, just like the square. What to do for square? The same thing, I'm returning it. So that's the simple function only. Now if I need to know what is the square of suppose 6, we should not put in this way. Okay, rather we can just put sq underscore x in just simple 6. Okay, 36. Why it's iterable? I can put multiple things with multiple parameters. We do not need to put several codes. We can put only the input parameter. We can change the input parameter. Okay, we can see the same function is the same thing is working over here. It should be checking for the function where we have declared it over here. It will be working in this way, a cross a. Okay, so this is a very simple one, simple calculation. That's why the thought can be in our mind that you can directly put 6 cross 6 over here. So why we are doing this kind of calling these functions and all. But this is not the scenario. Maybe this is a simple one. Maybe we have multiple things over here. We can pass multiple parameters A, B, C. Okay. And we can let me pass A plus B plus C in this way. Okay. The same thing we can pass over here 6, 7, 10. So if we run this thing, it should be working. Oh my God. Okay. So the thing is, it's returning the concatenation. Okay. So it's returning individual element over here. Let me put a bracket. Only that should be working. Or let me put some keyword. I think we have to put some keyword there. Yeah. So plus is not a operator for adding it. I think that should be working. Why? Mm. Oh my God. I'm printing. I'm not using the function anymore. It should not be 6 square actually. Let me check. Yeah, sum will not be working. Rather, we need to use a plus b plus c. The earlier statement was correct. Okay. So, yeah, my print statement was wrong that time. I just directly print ABC. That was a mistake from my side. So I just check it. I need to pass the function. So it's the function itself, SQS. And there are multiple parameters we need to use. ABC. I have declared it over here, and in return, I'm just adding it. So the same thing I need to pass over here. So for this kind of addition or this kind of operator, we have to pass this kind of stuffs. So I mean, if we change the parameter, the output should be in the similar way, similar fashion. So this is the usefulness of the function. We can add any three numbers by this function. Okay. So this is the thing. Till now, any doubt from anyone from function side or anything? Because this is the last topic from our session. If there is nothing, then we can wrap up. Okay, there is nothing. Then it's fine. Okay. Just a few, I mean, a simple example I can give it to you. You can try it from your side in Python. We can connect tomorrow to check whether this is fine or not. So let's declare a variable. Okay, let me print it over here and put in a chat. Declare a list. Okay, this is the first step. And then um, scan from user, scan from user a particular element. Okay. If the element is odd, if the element is odd, then append that element inside the same list. Okay, so here let's try this thing. It's a very basic one, but it should be using all kind of basic things what we have learned today, or maybe the yesterday the append function and all append method actually inside the list. So try this thing at your own. We'll be correcting tomorrow to check it. Okay, you can note it down. This kind of stuffs at your own machine or anywhere. Declare a list, scan from user a particular element, check the element. Maybe some if else condition should be there. Whether the element we already learned it today. How to check odd and even number. So if it's a odd number, if it's even number, then no need to append it. It's a odd number, then try and append. Just do for one element. That's it. I mean, just try for if it's a even, then it should not be appending it. If it is a odd, then it should be appended there. So try this thing. I'll be connecting tomorrow with these stuffs, and you will be helping me how to do that. Okay, in Python. So let me copy this thing somewhere. Otherwise, I'll be missing that thing as well. Okay then. Thanks everyone. Bye bye. Have a great day. Let's connect tomorrow.